the $15,000 grand prize. You can feel the excitement in the room. The house is packed. That's right. The house is packed. This match is really going to be a matchup of deck styles and deck archetypes. Mango, a minor control player. TopNotch loves his Expo. We've seen in the first 3 quarterfinals, everyone's playing Elite Barbs and Bowler. I wonder if these two will change as well, or if they're going to stick to their favorite cards.
Absolutely. In deck archetypes, TopNotch, being a Siege player, a very, very well-known Siege player, I actually saw him playing a deck with both Expo and Mortar earlier. I wonder if he'll kind of switch things up, do something crazy like that.
Some people can't get enough. No, look at this. Great play by TopNotch. When the Fireball came out to hit the Princess, he immediately threw down the minion horde because he thought, well, my opponent probably can't Fireball it.
And it seems like TopNotch is actually playing a bait deck, meaning that he's trying to bait out his opponent's arrows, zap, Fireball, but it looks like Mango's actually running a good counter deck because he has a lot of spells that can take down those cheap cards.
So the goal of TopNotch's deck here is using these very powerful, expensive swarm cards. You're looking at Minion Horde, you're looking at Skeleton Army. There might even be things like Barbarians or Elite Barbarians in the deck. Yep. As soon as a Fireball or a Zap comes out from Mango, TopNotch is going to go for it. So keep an eye on that and look for those moments.
And it looks like both these decks are kind of cycle decks in a way. They're kind of cheaper decks, and you're trying to out-cycle your opponent to a very strong card that's going to capitalize, do a lot of damage on that tower, ergo being the win condition for that player.
Right. In Clash Royale, the card drawing is not random. Whenever you play a card, it goes to the bottom of your deck and you'll draw it again in 4 more cards. So cycling is the concept of how quickly can I get back to the same cards, the key cards in my deck.
Absolutely, and a lot of good players, you know, even myself who's not necessarily a good player, what you try to do is when the opponent plays one of those pivotal cards, you count.
The Ice Golem is taking the Elite Barbarians for a walk. You play the Ice Golem in the other lane, it starts to walk down the left side. The Barb saw it and ran towards it, pulling them into the middle in the range of both towers. And here comes a Hog Rider backed up by an Ice Spirit.
A nice little opposite lane push there from Mango, but a good defensive play there with a Barbarian Hut there for TopNotch. TopNotch has a very interesting deck with the Elite Barbarians and the Barbarian Hut.
The Barbarian Hut goes down, and that's got to hurt TopNotch. That is a 7-cost building, one of the most expensive cards in the entire game, and it just went down like a chump.
It was a negative elixir trade there for TopNotch, but you can see their elixir probably kind of around the same point right now in the match, so we're pretty much dead even. You know, a little bit more damage done to TopNotch's tower, but other than that, I think now the cards have been cycled. Each player knows what cards are in the other player's deck, and here comes that Hog Rider again, and there's the Barbarian Hut.
TopNotch decided to move his Princess to the other side because he kept getting fireballed on the left side, so he moves it over there, and look at that. The Princess is really contributing to the defense here by shooting safely from the right lane.
And TopNotch really has no other option to counter that Hog Rider other than playing either the Elite Barbarians or the Barbarian Hut.
Wow, the Hog Rider makes it to the tower!
And it's going to get
swing.
A few hits.
2 swings and get third. No, it goes down before the 3rd swing can happen.
I'll tell you what, I'm shocked that TopNotch is not playing an Expo deck right now. I'm shocked. I can't believe it. He is known as one of the best Siege players.
Here comes Elite Barbarians on the left. Oh, once again, the Ice Golem is going to take him for a little ride there. The Mega Minion in the sky is just chopping them up, and there's nothing good to kill it.
And there's another Hog, and you can bet there's a Barbarian Hut, and a little bit too late on the Barbarian Hut, and that's going to be...
Oh, too late. We saw a predictive fireball, but it didn't quite work. The predictive fireball was supposed to hit that Skeleton Army. It missed. It came just a little too early. If it would have killed those Skeleton Armies, I think this game would be Mango's already.
But it's going to be Mango's. All he has to do, again, is rotate his cards, cycle his cards back to that fireball, take down that left tower, and it's going to be GG Mango. I can't believe this.
But then again, a fireball's only going to take it down to 2 hit points left. So
well, he has Zap.
Barbarians could do it. Oh, here comes the Zap. It's going to win.
It's going to be a combo.
Oh,
there it is.
There it is. Mango takes the game.
1-2 punch.
The pride of Peru takes the game, and another upset. All 4 of our picks got eliminated.
Mango and TopNotch now 1-1.
Congratulations, Mango, on your game right there. What was really the card that was the star card of your deck?
I mean, the Ice Golem Hog Rider push was doing pretty solid because he had a lot of bait cards like Skeleton Army or Minion Horde.
All right, man. Well, good luck in the semifinals, everyone. And, of course, make it up, everyone, for TopNotch.
Yeah.
Just having a little party on the bridge.
Okay, so the question here, as we now hit overtime and really not much damage has been done to either tower, are we going to just keep seeing this? Is it too dangerous for someone to break the cycle, or how is one of these 2 players going to kind of branch out?
Well, that Hog Rider getting some damage through is pretty worth it. I think if you really want to win the attrition game, the goal might be actually to try to get 2 Barb Huts out. Kind of lay off for 1 cycle the Princing and the other expensive cards, and try to just cycle back cheaply with your Archers, Ice Golem, etc., and maybe get out a 2nd Barb Hut.
2 fireballs Colton has executed and done very well with, and I think that's why we're seeing Colton earn a little bit more damage on the tower. I think these fireballs are really putting him ahead in the game. Great positioning on 3 Musketeers. You can see that they try to split immediately, and so one of the Musketeers at the very least is going to survive that. barrage of damage.
The Ice Golem's going to tank for a little bit there to let those Musketeers actually get some damage through, but the enemy Ice Golem ignores the troops, pushing through and blowing up on those very fragile Musketeers.
Here is getting serious value right now. Oh, good.
Who gets taken down by the Prince.
A key interaction to remember about Prince is Prince 2-hits Barbarians, and if he's charging, he's going to 1-hit the Barbarians. So when those barbs are only coming 2 at a time, there's a good chance for the Prince to maybe wind up with a full charge and then, maybe knock the thing down.
Hog Rider ekes by, takes down a lot of health on that Barbarian hut.
So tanky though.
Yeah, Barbarian hut has a ton of health associated with its building.
You weren't lying. This might end up being a draw. I almost wonder if knowing how this was going to end, if they wouldn't just start really just fireballing from the start. You know what I mean? Like constantly fireballing each other's barb huts.
Well, again, these are 2 of the top players, again, like you said, facing off in the King's Cup.
And they possibly just didn't know that this was how it was going to go, right? Like, I think it's very reasonable to assume that you just wouldn't expect. Like, who knows this matchup that well?
Right, this is very new.
Oh yeah, the barb hut, 3
Hog Rider.
Deck. You gotta,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
everyone's running these days, only the cool kids. All right, 55 seconds left.
9:44.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty
Colton
low.
did pretty well. It's just overtime is only 3 minutes at the most.
Yeah.
48 seconds. Take it. How do you do that?
Another hog fireball could be really effective.
Yes.
He only needs to get like a fireball, 2 hog swings, and then you can finish it off with a fireball with about 10 seconds left.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he sees that line of play or not, but I think it's something he could do.
30
Wow, the
seconds.
Prince tags onto the Hog Rider rather than the Barbarian.
Ooh, the Prince is so good on defense against the Hog Rider because not only is it just a very effective
A lot of damage.
defender, but it converts really well into attacking.
Every single time the Hog Rider goes down for Colton, Barbarian Hut goes down for TopNotch. 10 seconds left. It looks like there is nothing that either of these players is going to do to end it, and so we are going to be going to a draw. And this one makes sense, right? I mean, these are some of the top.
You're right. You're right.
It's okay.
Once upon a time.
It's been a long week, Rainey. I can't remember Fireball's damage, even though I fireball people.
Oh my God! Second time in a row that bowler is really.
Ooh, that miniature skeleton army there is getting up. Oh, they
They just die every single time. I'm next. No. I'm next. No. I'm next. No. This is denied.
Yeah, I think you're right, Rumham. We've been casting Clash Royale games for so long that I feel like I'm getting senile.
Through so many balance updates, no less.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, we've had cards change 3, 4, 5 times since we started casting together.
Oh, bowler barely not hitting the tombstone.
Oh, what a great lightning. Minor lightning is one of the most satisfying attacks you can do in the game. People will often drop cards like Mini P.E.K.K.A, Lumberjack, Musketeer near to stop. Whoa! One tower goes down for Mango. In order to stop your miner, and being able to lightning the tower and the defense against the miner is pretty satisfying.
Yeah, Mango has done really well for himself, just not letting go of the advantage he gained in the opening moments of the game. And I actually think that's a little tougher than it seems. You know, you may have seen that Mango did a really great push at the start of the match, but to be able to continue that and keep a good hold of the game following through is actually tougher than